Hi there, everyone. This is Victoria Moss. I'm here with Justin Bauer, who is with Infinite Banking. And we would like to inspire you to come to our meeting, our next meetup meeting. Justin has a few exciting topics he'll be sharing with us that you need to hear. The first one, Justin, can you explain to us what velocity banking and infinite banking is? That's one of the things we'll be talking about.
Thanks, Victoria. Velocity banking is just a process. It's just how I've started doing my banking. I just don't let my money sit in somebody's bank. It works for me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Go look at your average daily balance and see how much is working for your bank. Well, come to our meeting and we'll show you how to put that money to work for you immediately.
Great. Yeah, let's do that. And then is that also infinite banking, or is that something a little different?
Well, infinite banking it's kind of connected with a product, but it's the same thing. It is a process. So infinite banking is just what it says. It's infinite. You can do it a zillion different ways. There's no one right or wrong way. You know, it's just something that works for everybody, but you have to learn about it. And that's what we're doing. We're having a meetup to teach people about what it's did for ourselves.
Okay. So are you saying, Justin, do I need to have a lot of money? Because some of us don't have a lot of money to start with. Can we start with a little money if we with either of these?
With both of them, and the people with no money, they're the first ones that I want to help because they need this financial education, and it's just how money works. But if you're a syndicator and you're looking for your next $10 million deal and you need to raise a bunch of money, you should be on the call as well. But like I said, I just soon help the guy that's got nothing right now. And when I say that, because it's all about how we think about money. And at this meetup, you're just going to maybe walk away thinking a little bit different. And that's my goal, that everyone walks away from our meeting thinking just a little bit different, Victoria.
Good. Something to help them out, right? Whether they have little or a lot, especially with our economy today. This is what we need. We need something like this.
Right. And it's guaranteed stuff. I'm not talking about putting your money in the stock market. I'm not talking about any kind of investments. This is just about how we control our money.
Good. Okay. All right. Well, just really quickly then, can you just share a little bit about what we're going to talk about, a little more about what we're talking about on that meetup? And the first thing I was thinking was you had mentioned loan provisions. What do you mean by that?
Well, that's infinite banking, and it's, you know, that it comes with the product like I talk about, and it's a life insurance contract. And
Mhm.
you know, so if you need $100,000 loan from someone, you need to think how you can get a $200,000 into a life insurance contract so that you have access to that money.
So
And you
money that,
and you become the banker, and basically you control the terms of that. But you can do it without a life insurance contract. But
Mhm.
I think the life insurance contract is the best way, because even when the money's out of these policies, it's still working. So that's why you need to show up at our meetup and ask your own questions. That's what it's for, to answer
Mhm.
people's questions.
So it's something where you can, well, what you can learn about this particular product that has the loan provision, and we can get more information to see how and if it can work for us. But what you're saying is that it can work. If we set it up properly, it can work.
Absolutely. It's been working for me for over a decade. I mean, I was almost bankrupt, and this thing has changed the way I think about money. And
Okay.
it's a process. I don't expect anybody to come and change everything that they're doing, but hopefully they'll come and just change how they think about money a little bit.
That's good. I think we can all benefit from more learning. That's great. You're also going to talk a little bit about guaranteed provision for legacy for your loved ones. Can you
Well, that
share something about that?
well, when I started this, I had young kids still, and my wife was looking, she was afraid I was deeply in debt. She didn't want me to leave her with a bunch of houses and not know what to do with them. So this solved her problem and mine too. As the minute I started doing this, I had a legacy policy. So I kept promises that I made to my family immediately after implementing. I mean, there's nothing better in my mind.
Promises that financially they'll be taken care of.
Correct.
Okay. So you'll be able to share more about that in detail at the meetup. Well,
Absolutely. I love to talk about that.
that's great. That's great. I've heard some good things about it with the policies that are set up correctly and that people learn how to utilize them correctly. I have heard that guaranteed provisions for legacy are very awesome. So, well, let's talk about the last thing really quickly. You were sharing with me about the compound effect, and that's what got me really excited when I decided to start my life insurance policy. You mentioned that it's the number one product and the only product that does this?
Well, so when we were in school and you go to any financial class, they always talk about the compounding effect. It's the third wonder of the world. But has
Mhm.
anybody ever really sat down and wondered, how did you get your money to grow for your whole lifetime without interrupting it? Because life happens. We always need money for education, food, family. We just have a need for money. So how can you make your money grow over your whole lifetime and compound without interrupting it? Well, the only way that I'm aware of is through a life insurance contract. And if somebody's out there that can come to our meetup and tell me another product that's guaranteed to grow my whole life without interruption, I want that person on my call, because I haven't found anything. And like I said, I've been looking for products like this my whole life, and 12 years ago I found it. And it's just people, other practitioners and other people that sell life insurance, they'll say their product does this and that. This is just pure old-fashioned life insurance, the kind that was started 300 years ago. There's companies in the United States that have been around for 150 years that are selling the same thing, and it just works, and that's why it's lasted that long.
Okay, so you're telling us at our meetup, you're going to explain a little more how compound effect works, how it can benefit us, right, if we do it properly. That there are we're recording and my son's he's doing a great job. He's putting his dishes away. I'm so sorry. Can we slice?
No, that's okay, Victoria. See that we have life.
So I don't okay, sorry. So basically I'm so happy. Oh, thank you for putting your dishes away. Sorry, this is real life, people. I'm so happy my son brought it and put it in the sink. But anyways, compound effect, yes, I think we've all, or a lot of us have heard about it, but the fact that with that we know realistically there are interruptions, but the fact that even with interruptions there's a way to make it keep compounding and growing, I've not heard that even in the stock markets, because if you have to pull it out you interrupt it. So this is kind of interesting. This would be really good for a lot of people to know about, because money can continue to grow. Even the guaranteed provision for legacy, that's there's many ways to do this, but from what I've been studying and learning, this is one guaranteed way that's great way to take care of loved ones. And the loan provision, that would be really interesting to know. It'd be nice to be able to give myself a loan and not have the bank rely on a bank or someone else or something else, but figure out how I can do it myself so I can benefit. That I hadn't heard of until we had some discussions. And even velocity banking, that is something that I think many of us can benefit from. The current economy is just too volatile, and it's getting more volatile. I think it'd be really beneficial to have people, whether they have money, a lot of money, not a lot of money, to be able to learn this information so that they can walk away and go, okay, it's time for me to take control and be able to manage my money and actually thrive during the time that our economy is actually taking a downturn. Do you have any last statements that you'd like to make, Justin?
Well, I think your son can come over and start putting my dishes away, because I got a dishwasher. No, it's okay. That's great. But our first meetup, Victoria, is going to be November 17th, and it's going to be 6:30 Central. No, 6:30 your time, 8:30 Central, correct?
6:30 Pacific Standard, 8:30 Central. That's correct.
Yep, that's
okay.
correct. And we're going to start doing more of these. So please join the meetup, and we hope to see you on the 17th.
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.